Hey, my name's Sean. Welcome to Echoes in Eternity Bourbon. Ready to win something?
Caution yellow. Great, you did it! Yes! You won $10,000!
Man, I tell you what, I am just ready. We got a new Nulu that was released over at the bottle shop. I am a big fan of Nulu. This is their single barrel straight bourbon whiskey. This is a Kentucky bourbon coming in at 124.6 proof. 3 months shy of 6 years old, so it's still a little bit on the younger side, but it's got some beautiful color to this. So I've been looking forward to this. I don't know about you, but one of the most frustrating things in the world to me, I try not to get frustrated often, but is the waste when someone wastes time. And that's the one thing that bothered me a little bit today. And I don't get flustered too often, but went to our local Walmart here in Phoenix City, filled up some stuff in my cart, and get there. And, I've come to the realization that I'm my best bag boy and I can check myself out and I'm not going to get paid for it. But man, I went there today. They didn't even they didn't even have any lines open for that. And they have unfortunately two or three poor people with a line that's like 15 or 20 people long. I'm like, babe, I'm not doing it. And she's like, I agree. And so we just left the car and just came home. So I get to start on the Nulu. So I'm excited about that at least. So I get to start on a little bit newer or sooner on the Nulu. So just disappointed. And I don't blame the people that are working there. I know they're doing as best that they can do. At the end of the day, people generally want to do the right thing. And, they're working hard. I kind of look at their management team as, you guys needed to be doing better. You needed to be at the end of those, people scanning themselves out and checking that and letting the rest of your team do their work. But I was just like, man, that was disappointing. So enough of my speech on that. Let's get into this. So if you can tell, I've got, where are they at behind me? I've got a bunch of Nulus back here somewhere. Dang, it's bad when you got a lot of bourbon. You don't know where you keep it on your wall anymore. Anyways. Oh, far right over here. I got some Nulus back over here. So I'm like, man, it's bad when I couldn't even locate it. But I'm a big fan of Nulu. One of my favorite honey batch was a Nulu that came from the House of Bourbon from Terrence. Last year, man, that thing was so freaking good. Some of their other stuff I really liked. The only one that was maybe just to me was kind of their tawny port, which I was just like, but maybe I'll go back to it and it's opened up a little better and I'll like it a little bit more. But man, looking forward to getting somebody a pour of this. I just fresh cracked this. I'm letting it open up a little bit. Got my little 13th Colony mini glass over here. Ooh, that's got a nice little nose to it. Getting ready for that. Man, been so busy lately. Just wanted to say also thank you. You guys, thank you so much for supporting Matt and I in our barrel with short barrel. I think there's it's in the teens now as far as how many bottles are left on that. Thank you so much for that. Looking forward to picking up my own individual bottles later this week, so I'll have some fun with that. Next big giveaway, 2,500 members. We'll be doing the giveaway on that. Gonna have this 13th Colony was donated. This is a signed bottle of a cask strength rye. This was donated by Derek. Thank you so much, Derek. Had a Knob Creek, one of the Knob Creek picks. Had 3 different people put in on that. One's going to go at 2,500. One's going to go at 3,000. Another will go at 3,500. Some awesome guys for that. Thank you so very much for that. Got this bottle right here. This is the Four Roses. I contributed a single barrel to Bruzel's big infinity dump that he did at Spillway. I'm going to get this waxed up. It was so cool. Got it signed right here. So Chris, thank you so much for getting this signed for me. I was talking to some other people and Chris went and picked this up and got it signed for me, which I think is super cool. Really enjoyed that. Had a great time at the beach this weekend with the missus. Going to be getting into this bottle right here. Man, this was a nice pickup while I was on the beach. But let's get into this one right here. I know I talked a lot and hadn't started reviewing any of this yet. Just looking at some of the legs from the initial, just letting it move around. This thing's got some nice thick legs on it. They do develop pretty quick, so I'm not sure how viscous this is going to be, but it's got a great nose on it. Man, right off the bat. I'm getting a little bit of a peach on this. So I'm getting some nice brown sugars, caramels, some peach, some vanilla on there. Getting some of the oak on there. And I swear a little bit of a peanuttiness going on there. Now, not like a pecan or a praline or anything, but more of a peanutty note on there. And I don't know where their distillate is out of. It just says distilled in Kentucky. So I'm not sure who their distillate is on this. I'm getting a little bit of leather on this too. And that oil does look a little bit nicer. I'm getting some thicker legs developed on this. Let's go ahead and give it a taste, see what we got. Wow. That is like a caramel fruit bomb. First pour of the day, it's 124 proof, 124.6 proof. I get a lot of red fruits across the palate. Some a little bit of that peach is coming through. A lot of caramels and sugars right off the bat. The oak on the back's more of a sweet oak. I do get a tiny hint of tobacco on the back there. Do get some of that vanilla. It's not super, super thick on the palate. But it is a very good pour. Almost getting kind of like a confectioner sugar now across the back on this too. So right up front, I got popped in the mouth with caramel, brown sugar, red fruits, peach. Now I'm getting a little bit more of a confectioner's type of sugar. I think Matt used this one the other day, and it really kind of hit spot on with me. It kind of reminds me of a little bit of a funnel cake thing going on. Getting a little bit, a tiny bit of pepper on the back, but I get some of that oak, like I said, and I'm getting a little bit of a tobacco on there. And the nose is, even though it's got a very nice nose to it, it doesn't tell you that it's going to be this sweet as you get into it. One 124 proof, it's not blowing me up. It slowly develops that nice hug in your chest, just to let you know, hey, I'm here. A little bit of pepperiness to it. I attribute that to some of it being just, not super aged, but higher proof. I would say you're probably getting about a medium finish on this, but not a bad bottle at all. I'm really, really enjoying the bottle. And one of the neat things is I was talking with one of the guys at the bottle shop the other day, and he had mentioned, he said, would you ever like to maybe just get together? He said, I'm not much for the camera, but I'm willing to just go over some of our store picks. And I'm like, dude, that would be awesome. So I'm going to work on setting that up where we probably go through. We'll have to have DDs that night, I'm sure. But we'll go through probably 6 or 7, maybe 8 store picks and just kind of go through what we get off of them. Because he tastes things, I'm sure, differently than I taste things. And he's got an excellent palate. His name's Jonathan, by the way. But looking forward to maybe doing something with him in the future, going over some of the store picks that he's done there, and what some of his notes were as he went through it as well, and what he takes away from it now that some of these have opened up, and see how they compare to his original maybe notes, if he still has the notes on those, which I believe Jonathan does. Jonathan, I think, takes very copious amounts of notes, and I'm sure he probably has that, so we can maybe reference that. So I'm getting a little more of that spice kind of on the side of my tongue instead of right down the middle of the palate. I'm getting a little more spice on the side of my tongue. And I don't know what the mash bill on this is, but it almost has like a sweet herbal quality towards the back of this as it's starting to finish, which I'm kind of digging as well. But a very, very sweet bourbon that I really like. I don't think I've ever experienced something quite like that though, that I just got there. And it was almost like, you get some different fruit notes. I don't know if you can express this, but it's almost like it was juicy as I was swallowing it. It's almost like I got a juicy fruit almost of some kind. I would say almost kind of like a deep dark cherry, a little bit of that peach going on at the same time. It was almost like I got a splurge of juice right there. So that was pretty interesting. And there I get a little more of that sweet herbalness that I kind of liked on it. So I think this is a very good pour. I'm not sure if I'm going to run out and get a backup on it right now. I am happy with the purchase on it. I'm interested in going back to this probably in a couple of weeks to see how it's opened up, to see if it kind of kept some of these initial flavors or if it added something to it or something kind of faded on it, which can happen from time to time. So looking forward to that. One thing I'm also looking forward to is getting this into one of your hands. So let's be the word of the day of this somewhere in the comments. You must be over 21, member of the channel, like, subscribe, put time. I don't care if you use it as a word, as a phrase, TIME, time. Sunday, I will draw a winner for anyone that puts in the comments in here, and then I'll do an individual one for the Patreons. The Patreons, that'll just be a random drawing. If you haven't won one of the 6-packs or the 3-pack for the River Roots that we just won on, I'm going to, just put time in the comments. You have basically, if you're a Patreon, a double shot, to get it for this. So look for that. So put time in the comments. Get a 2-ounce pour of this if you're the winner. So looking forward to that. And like I said, it's pretty cool because it's only in this area. If you're not in this area, you don't have this opportunity to get it. So you'll get 2-ounce pour and you can sit down and drink it and go, you were pretty on this, or you sucked on this. Either or, we'll have some fun with it. Man, and this thing is mellowing out a little bit more as I drink on it, which I'm really liking, but it's also getting a real dangerous because at first it was just that initial pop, but now you're getting some more subtle flavors that go with it, and it's just very nice to sip on right now. So, man, it's Tuesday. The time you guys see this, it'll be Wednesday. Man, we've seen it at lunchtime. That means you're on the downhill slide for the week. If you're, Monday through Friday person like me, man, you're halfway through your week, man. Enjoy it. Enjoy it. I hope that you guys, when you're working, I hope that your workday goes by fast. I hope you're successful in everything that you do. I'm very sincere when I say I hope you bring great energy to your teams, and I hope they bring great energy right back. I'm excited. We got some new people starting at work. We've got some of the bigger bosses coming in this week, and I'll get to talk with some of them on some stuff, which is exciting because I'll get to see new opportunities. So I'm excited about that. But when it's time to leave for the day, I just want it to slow down. I want to have some good texts or conversations with some of my buddies. I want to share a pour with somebody, talk to the wife, talk to my daughter, call a friend, or read a book, watch a show. About to go watch some of the Braves play in Boston. So that'll be a lot of fun tonight. Win or lose, I'll still have some good time watching the game with my wife. My wife, that's the only sport that she really loves to watch is baseball and her Braves. So I'll make sure that I enjoy as many of those as I can this year when football season rolls around. So she can't really take me to task too bad. But man, I hope that when you do get that slow down time, that you enjoy it, every moment of it. I would like to thank all of you too that are working. People that are retired that put in that work. And when I mean working, I don't mean just getting paid for a job. If you're taking care of the kids or you're taking care of a family member or something like that, that's work too. That's work that never ends. And I appreciate all of you guys that are putting it out there to keep our country running. I tell you what, you guys are what make us great. Most importantly, Cheers and God bless. You all have an amazing day. Thank you.